Welcome to LearnLogicPro.com. Today we're going to look at the cycle point and skip points, and also we're going to look at drop points. So in the arrange window at the top, you have what's considered your bars and beat timeline. And here, drawing a line between 2 points creates a cycle point or a loop point. And essentially, it'll play and loop within this section over and over again based on the start and end parameter that you specify by dragging the ends. And that's it. There's your loop point. And it'll just continue to loop. Down on the transport, you notice the loop button is highlighted. There's also, and people may get tricked up by this, but if you drag the opposite way, you get this kind of lined area. And what that essentially is a skip point. And it's different from a loop point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the skip point from here to here, from 2 to 6, and when I press play, the playhead will get to this section and just skip over this entire section. And that's how this looks. Let's see. And you notice it just skips right over this section. So if there is a part of the song you do not want to hear or you want to skip over during your arranging process, dragging up at the top backwards, not forwards to make a cycle point, but backwards gives you an option to make a skip point. There was one other thing I wanted to make a comment on, which is drop points. And down here in the arrange, you have a drop point or an auto punch button. So I'm going to click that, and it essentially gives you this separate line underneath your cycle point. And this becomes a drop point where you can punch in and punch out in the record mode automatically. So I'm going to hit record here, and when I hit record, you're going to notice that as it plays through here, it will not record information until it gets to here, and then it'll record information. So essentially, it's a great way to punch in, punch out. So I'm going to hit record, and here we go. You'll notice that as it plays, I'm playing MIDI notes. I get nothing until I get into this drop section, and then you see MIDI notes being played, and it goes out of the drop section, and MIDI notes are no longer being played. And again, you can move this drop point wherever you'd like. You can specify its length, how long you want the drop point to be, if you just want to punch in a second. It'll actually always, the cycle point will always be the point that the record will start. So it's great giving yourself a long count in before it comes to the point where you need to punch in and punch out. So that is creating a cycle point, making a drop point inside the cycle, and skipping areas using the skip option as well. LearnLogicPro.com